Welcome to the 2019 Teacher of the Year Awards Banquet. On behalf of the board, I would like to welcome each of you to this special occasion. At this time, I want to recognize each of our board members that are here at this time. So as I call your name, if you'll please stand. So first being Vice Chair Dr. Stephen Coble, Board Member Christine Hilliard, Board Member Pat McCracken, Board Member Dr. Lynn Smith, Board Member Pam Sutton, and Board Member Sherry Womack. Please join me in giving all our board members a round of applause. I'd also like to point out that Sanford City Councilman Sam Gaskins is in the room. If you'll please stand, sir. And then from the Sanford Area Growth Alliance, Mr. Michael Smith. If you'll please stand and be recognized. Thank you, sir. I would like to say that I know the hard work that a teacher puts into the classroom. Since being a high school teacher at one point and now a college professor, nothing changes. The hard work that you put into the classroom and the dedication and the proud moments you see. Just today I attended 4 graduations across the street at the community college, and you still feel as proud on graduation day just as you do on the last day of school, which, by the way, is coming soon. Just we can make it out. We can get there. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to our superintendent, Dr. Andy Bryan, for recognition of our sponsors.
Good evening. It takes a lot to put a night like this together, and we are very fortunate to have a great number of supporters to make a night like this possible. I'd like to begin by recognizing the Sanford Area Growth Alliance and Chamber of Commerce, Michael Smith, who was recognized earlier, Meg Moss, who I'll introduce in just a few minutes, who's going to be making some of the presentations, the 3D Community Church, who has worked with us for the first time this year, Pastor Charlie Hickman, who's right here. If we get him a round of applause. Lee County Education Foundation, the chair of the foundation, Mr. Bill Horner, who I will recognize in just a few minutes as well. He's over here. Recognize him as well. And finally, one of the most exciting pieces of this is sponsorship from Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac. Will Wilkinson, who cannot be with us tonight, but his wife Betsy is here. If Betsy could stand up, please. It's in the back. As always, we have such great amount of support for our school district from the community, and we're very, very appreciative of that. We thought tonight to sort of set the tone for this, because this is a celebration not only of all of our teachers of the year, but a celebration of education and a celebration of teaching. And we felt like that one of the best ways to sort of set the tone for that tonight was to ask our reigning teacher of the year to give a few remarks. And as she comes forward, I'm going to give you her name like you don't already know it, and say a couple things about her. Katie Eddings from Lee County High School, teacher of the year for Lee County this past year, and will reign as sort of that as we do some projects for the state during this coming year. She was also our regional teacher of the year, which I believe that's the first time that's happened, Lee County, and also got to be one of 8 finalists in the state this past year. And just a few weeks ago, we attended the ceremony where Teacher of the Year was awarded. I felt like she should have won, but I'm a little biased. But she will represent Lee County over the next year at some events at the state and national level. And I just can't think of a better representative and for everything she's already done over the course of the past year in representing Lee County as Teacher of the Year. So for a few remarks, I will turn it over to Katie Eddings.
I have to agree with Dr. Bryan. The Wilkinson presentation was probably the best part of that night. The year went very quickly, I will say. I remember that night, and I was sitting where Mr. Brandon is sitting now, and they started reading the winner, and I knew it was the lady behind me because she was awesome. And I thought, it's her. And then they talked about my high school diploma, and I have it in poster size in my classroom. And that's when I knew it was me. And I thought, all these awesome teachers, and they chose me. So with that, I would like to begin. I'm humbled and honored to have served as the 2018 Lee County Schools Teacher of the Year, and to now serve as the 2019 North Central Region Teacher of the Year. I'm extremely blessed to do a job that I love. Never more blessed than I am in this season of my life. To my family, I love you. Thank you for your unwavering support of my passion. Thank you to Dr. Bryan and the Lee County Schools Central Office staff and Lee County High School for being the place for me to be creative and to grow professionally. My passion for educating students grows with each year and each student that I am privileged to teach. They all are why I'm standing in this moment today. Moving forward, I continue to be inspired by my colleagues and the work that they do for the children of Lee County. My goal is to continue to spend time visiting communities, schools, classrooms, hearing stories of the everyday heroes, the agents of change in the lives of our children, teachers. I hope to help build relationships within our communities and schools with the knowledge that these relationships are vital for the future of education in Lee County. And to the 2019 Teachers of the Year, breathe. I have to remind myself to breathe. Enjoy this moment. Each of you have an amazing story. Please keep telling that story. Being able to be part of this selection process reminded me why we as educators do whatever it takes for the children of Lee County. Thank you for what you do, and again, congratulations. Lastly, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Wilkinson Chevrolet, 3D Community Church, Sanford Area Growth Alliance Chamber of Commerce, and the Lee County Education Foundation for their support of teachers and their dedication to education in Lee County. Thank you very much.
Now I'd like to introduce our presenters for tonight. They will present each of our Teachers of the Year from each individual school. They are both champions of education in our community and have done so and exhibited that quality in so many ways, supporting our schools to make sure that we are supported and feel an important part of this community. Meg Moss is Executive Director of the Chamber through the Sanford Area Growth Alliance, and Bill Horner is the Chair of the Lee County Education Foundation. They both do a wonderful job and have always been committed to our Teacher of the Year program. I'd just like to ask them both to come forward now to be recognized. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And before I start with the first nomination for Teacher of the Year, I just want to thank each and every educator in this room, from kindergarten to career. You all are preparing our future workforce. And as the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce, we are representing our business community. And so it is vitally important that we have a future workforce that is prepared to be excellent employees. So again, I thank you for all that you do to educate our children and just to love on them, encourage them, and to be productive citizens of Lee County. So thank you so much. And I'm going to let Bill say a few words, and then we will start with the presentations.
Thanks, Meg. I'm very happy to be here with you again tonight. This is the third or fourth time Meg and I have had the chance to do this together, and it's always great to spend time with her. And I feel right at home amongst a bunch of teachers. I'm married to a former Lee County teacher. My daughter-in-law teaches in Lee County schools. My younger son is a school teacher. My best friend and his wife are both school teachers, and I know how hard you work. And tonight we're going to recognize the 16 of you who are nominees. We're going to really recognize one, but all the teachers in the district deserve so much for the hard work that you do and the sacrifices you make for our kids. And so I'm happy to be here on behalf of Lee County Education Foundation and my board, including Karen Fouché here, who's on my board. Hey, Karen. And we are the purveyors of Head of Class, which I know a number of you know about. I see a couple of Head of Class winners out there. And we look forward to our Head of Class ceremony this fall, where we'll have a major announcement about the future of Head of Class. So I'll leave you with that. Okay.
All right, so as we call your name, we're going to ask you to come up here and stand right next to us. We don't bite, I promise. But if we can start with Kelly Spar from BT Bullock Elementary School, if you could join us up front. BT Bullock is thrilled to call Kelly Spar our Teacher of the Year. This is Kelly's first year at BT Bullock, where she is a 5th grade teacher, but in Kelly's own words, she has found her people. Kelly obtained a degree in elementary education from Campbell University and a graduate degree from the University of Phoenix in curriculum and instruction. She is married to Michael and enjoys spending time reading and working with her dogs. Kelly's classroom is quite simply magical. Miss Spar is deeply invested in developing positive relationships with her students and knowing their individual strengths and challenges to masterfully cater to their complex needs. Every child in Kelly's class feels they are the most important. Through skillful planning, Miss Spar makes 5th grade standards come alive through relevant 21st century learning activities. Whether students are dressed as detectives, unlocking clues to a reading activity, or acting as chefs solving a real-world fraction conundrum, her students are always challenged and engaged in meaningful and rigorous learning experiences. She has high expectations and pushes children beyond their comfort level to grow academically. Miss Spar joined our Tuck In Tuesday team, reading to students on Facebook at home. She has also been a Battle of the Books coach working with our students after school. Miss Spar embodies our mission to love, to learn, to lead in every way. She is an exemplary educator who certainly deserves the honor of being named our BT Bullock Teacher of the Year.
Our next Teacher of the Year is Daria Federic from Bragg Street Academy. Give her a hand. Bragg Street Academy is honored to recommend Ms. Daria Federic as the 2018-19 Lee County Schools Teacher of the Year. As a late bloomer educationally, Mrs. Federic returned to college at the age of 36 with the determination to obtain her bachelor's degree in business administration. 30 days before her 40th birthday, her goals were achieved. Ms. Federic graduated from Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut. Upon moving to Sanford in the fall of 2009, she fulfilled her genetically destined profession, teaching. Both of her parents were educators, so she grew up around teachers and thought she understood the dynamics of the teaching profession. Ms. Federic decided to apply to the lateral entry program at NC State in 2010 and obtained her first teaching position, a middle school career and technical education position at Coates Irwin Middle School in Coates, North Carolina. She completed the 2010-11 school year and obtained a teaching position in Cumberland County at Grace Creek Middle School. In 2014, she was motivated to change her teaching direction from traditional education to alternative education. In the fall of 2014, she became a business education teacher at Bragg Street Academy. Teaching at Bragg Street Academy has allowed her to blossom into a more conscious educator. To many of our students she mentors, she is affectionately known as Mama Federic. Currently, Ms. Federic is affiliated with the Lee County chapter of the NCEA and is proud and is a proud 2018-19 Kenan Fellow. It comes with great honor to recommend such a passionate and loving educator as the Lee County School Teachers of the Year, Daria Federic.
Will Jessica Morehouse from Broadway Elementary School please join me? Jessica Morehouse knows what it is like to struggle in school. Jess is open with her students about her own difficulties as a student. Her experiences inspire and inform her relationships with her own students. Jess serves a wide variety of students in her role as a third grade reading teacher at Broadway Elementary School. Some of her students arrive reading above grade level, some right around grade level, and several of her students struggle to believe they can make it to grade level. She sees the same possibility of becoming a great leader and reader in all of them. Few students leave Jess's class to visit the office. Many of her students receive shout-outs on the social media page she runs for her families to let them know of their latest success in Accelerated Reader. The students' faces are full of pride. A big reason for their accomplishments is that Jessica Morehouse they have as a teacher, and she knows that they can do it. This year, Jess has helped Broadway update their selection of books to better reflect the interests of our students. Jess is a strong believer in what AVID can help our students accomplish and is always willing to serve on panels and share her experiences and how AVID supports what she is doing in her classroom. Jessica Morehouse is a great teammate and is loved by her colleagues, who are extremely proud that she represents them as the Broadway Elementary Teacher of the Year.
Next is Kimberly Newman from Deep River Elementary School. Kimberly Newman is a name we have oftentimes seen at the top. She has many successes we can celebrate, and Teacher of the Year for Deep River is one of those for the 2018-19 school year. She comes from a long line of educators and knew as a young child she would become a teacher. Her ability to nurture and discovered early her ability to nurture was discovered early in her life, being the youngest of four younger brothers. The oldest of four younger brothers, sorry. She takes great interest in all the events of her life and her nieces and nephews. Her life is both family and church oriented. Being the wife of an Army major gave her the opportunity to travel early in her career. Kim has taught both early childhood and special education students. These experiences combined have provided structure and flexibility to her daily kindergarten routines. She is the one who takes ownership of the responsibilities of being an educator, and she does so with all of her heart. In the words of Principal Amy Lundy, I have had the privilege of working alongside Ms. Newman as a former colleague. I have had the opportunity to oversee her as an administrator. My greatest pleasure of all has been having her as the teacher of my child. My child has not only learned the curriculum, but she has learned how to use that information in life. She cares for those around her and collaborates with classmates. She has developed leadership skills and can speak out in front of her class. She absolutely loves school, and I attribute that to Ms. Newman. I speak for a multitude of parents when I say she is simply the best. Thanks for all the lives you have come to touch in your 29 years of education and for all those years left to come.
Will John Pierre from East Lee Middle School please join me at the front? Hi. John Pierre is a 6th grade social studies teacher at East Lee. He is an alumnus of Slippery Rock University, where he obtained his Bachelor of Science in Social Studies education. John has worked in Lee County schools for 8 years. During his time at East Lee, he has taught all 3 grade levels. John has served on several committees while working at East Lee since 2011, such as BT Mentor, MTSS, Junior Tar Heels Historian, Social Studies Department Chair, and School Leadership Team member. John has also served as the girls' and boys' soccer coach since 2011. A social studies colleague made the following statement. Mr. Pierre goes above and beyond with the Social Studies Department. He worked to create a unified curriculum for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. He works to help students and staff members at all grade levels. He's also a great BT mentor and helps out when needed. On a personal note, John enjoys spending time with his wife Gina, their cats, and drawing. John believes the following quote by Martin Luther King Jr. Intelligence plus character, that is the true goal of education. John is a reflection of his teaching philosophy. Teaching gives John pride, fulfillment, and joy. This is demonstrated in his interactions with the staff and students at East Lee. Congratulations.
Next is Jennifer Udy from Floydale Knight. The staff at Floydale Knight strives to help each student become as independent and as functional as possible so they can be a productive citizen within the community. This process requires patience and understanding as well as a tremendous amount of passion. Staff members have to be flexible and adapt their instruction in order to meet the unique needs of all the students. Floydale Knight is honored to be represented by a teacher with all these qualities and much more. Our Teacher of the Year at Floydale Knight has worked there for 16 years with the most severe and profound students. She has served on the school leadership team as well as the school improvement team, where she serves as an advocate for all of the students. When asked about her teaching philosophy, she responds, I believe that every student has the ability to learn when provided with the appropriate tools and opportunity to do so. Each student possesses their own unique way of acquiring knowledge. This unique way must be tapped into in order to allow students a chance to be successful. Growing up, I never said that I wanted to be a teacher, but I always had a desire to be around and work with individuals with special needs. That desire, along with the opportunity to earn my degree, put me where I am today, and I love it. Our Teacher of the Year is a proud cheer mom to a 9-year-old daughter that attends Tramway Elementary. It gives the staff at Floydale Knight great pleasure to introduce Jennifer Udy as its Teacher of the Year.
Will Leslee Cultural from Greenwood Elementary School please join me at the front? Over the past 2 years, Greenwood students and staff have been mesmerized by the knowledge, passion, and personality of our AIG specialist, Leslee Cultural. At Greenwood, we call her our thinking coach. Mrs. Cultural believes that all of our little hornets deserve teaching that is dedicated to stretching their minds, nurturing their gifts, and engaging their bodies in the learning process. She teaches beyond our school building for learning opportunities. She has taken students down below the Earth's surface in a Mrs. Frizzle-styled field trip to a local rock quarry and hosted numerous competitions to inspire students to create, test, and redesign their thinking to accomplish physical tasks. She is a Battle of the Books coach who spends her planning period practicing questions with students during their lunchtime. As we rebuild our AIG program in Lee County, Greenwood has discovered a gem. She has brought the value of gifted education to our entire school. Our students and teachers love to see her and her ukulele come into their classrooms. She brings music and movement to students learning and collaborates with anyone and everyone who is interested in student development. It is her collaborative spirit that has made her a trusted teaching companion to our many classroom teachers. Mrs. Cultural was warned when she began at Greenwood that some of our teachers would be resistant to sharing their teaching responsibilities with her. She accepted that challenge and has, in short time, created a beautiful collaboration that is valued by students and staff. Greenwood Elementary teachers are very proud to present our Teacher of the Year, Leslee Cultural.
Next, from J. Glenn Edwards Elementary is Kelly Davis. J. Glenn Edwards Elementary is proud to present Kelly Davis as its Teacher of the Year. Brian Adams once said, "Learn the art of patience. Patience creates confidence, decisiveness, and a rational outlook, which eventually leads to success." Kelly Davis has the art of patience as she creates a classroom environment of love and kindness where all the students are valued. Mrs. Davis strives to build special relationships with each individual student, and you can feel Kelly's inspiring love and kindness upon walking into her classroom or just being in her presence. Mrs. Davis received a bachelor's degree in elementary education from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. She has taught for 5 years in Lee County at Edwards. Mrs. Davis had always had a love for helping others, and she went into teaching to help and inspire each child to reach his or her greatest potential by believing in them and teaching them to believe in themselves. Kelly Davis exudes a love and passion for children and learning. When we asked Mrs. Davis's first grade students what makes her such a special teacher, we overwhelmingly heard responses of, "She is funny and smiles a lot. She gives lots of hugs, and she does really good things for us. She just makes school fun." Mrs. Kelly Davis makes learning fun through her creative instruction and hands-on learning, and she is an inspiration to both adults and children alike. We are proud to have Kelly Davis represent J. Glenn Edwards as our Teacher of the Year.
Will Denise Cash Pinkney from J.R. Ingram Elementary please join me at the front? And as Katie said, just breathe. It's okay. There is no surprise why the staff of J.R. Ingram selected the amazing and inspiring Denise Cash Pinkney as Teacher of the Year. Born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina, she is married to her husband Derek and has 3 daughters and 1 grandson. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education with a concentration in special education and an associate's degree in early childhood education, while currently pursuing a master's degree in curriculum instruction leadership at Liberty University. She has worked over 22 years with children as a family child care provider for the United States Army in both Colorado and North Carolina, the program assistant for Department of Defense schools in Germany, and following her husband's injuries in Iraq, she returned to the U.S. and worked for Hoke County Public Schools as a teacher assistant and substitute teacher. This is her 4th year at J.R. Ingram, where she has taught 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grades. Every year, parents and students beg her to loop to the next grade, and one of her lucky 2-year-in-a-row students enthusiastically stated, "I really think she needs an extra $2,000 each month in her paycheck because she is honestly the best teacher ever." Mrs. Pinkney's colleagues describe her as someone who is consistently in a positive mood and continually strives to do her best while encouraging her colleagues to do the same. Ingram's principal describes her as someone you just want to watch teach all day long. She is masterfully captivating, and Ingram is truly blessed to call her one of our own. Congratulations, Mrs. Pinkney, on this well-deserved honor.
Next is Quinlan Henry from Lee County High School. Mr. Quinlan Henry was voted 2019-20 Lee County High School Teacher of the Year. Mr. Henry is originally from northern Michigan. He is the husband of Jamie Henry, also an educator, and he is the proud father of Ariana. He has a degree in construction management and technology education with a concentration in engineering technology, and has been teaching at Lee County High School for almost 10 years in both the carpentry and engineering programs. While at Lee County High School, he has worn many hats. Some of these include, but are not limited to, Academy of Engineering Director, Department Chairperson, Mentor Teacher, Grant Writer, and STEM Camp Coordinator. Mr. Henry is also an advisor for the Lee County High School Skills USA organization. In this nationally recognized organization, there are a number of his students who currently hold state and national office positions. Mr. Henry's inspiration for becoming a teacher came from his father, who is a retired educator. His father taught in the career technical education field for 34 years. During his youth, Mr. Henry spent a lot of time in his father's classroom where he was exposed to cutting-edge technology, which instilled a love for teaching that still resonates with him today. Mr. Henry is an integral part of Lee County High School. He is always focused on what he can do to help support students and make sure they are prepared for the world beyond high school. He is always willing to lend a helping hand. He is a professional in all his daily responsibilities, and he is the epitome of what we all look for in a teacher. Mr. Henry embodies the true spirit of what it means to be a Lee County High School Yellow Jacket, and we are proud to have him as our 2019-20 Teacher of the Year.
Will Caitlin Regan from Lee Early College please join me at the front? Caitlin is the unsung hero of Lee Early College, and we are proud to recognize her as our Teacher of the Year. Miss Regan does whatever is needed for her students and our school to grow and succeed. She teaches foundations of English 2 as well as English 3 and 4. Sometimes she teaches them all in the same semester. Her lessons are creative, engaging, and fun. She is always challenging herself and her students to improve. She provides guidance and encouragement to all students and is committed to helping them become the best version of themselves possible. In addition to teaching, Miss Regan sponsors many clubs. In fact, she sponsors more clubs than there are days in the week, and none of us are really quite sure how she does it all. Miss Regan also serves on the Lee Early College Curriculum and Instruction Committee and leads our Culture Committee as well. She serves our students, staff, and school community with a smile. She works tirelessly each day to ensure that LEC is a great place to work and learn. Caitlin Regan is an outstanding teacher, strong leader, and a dedicated member of the LEC community, who without a doubt deserves to be recognized. Congratulations, Caitlin, and thank you for all you do for LEC.
The next Teacher of the Year from Sanley Middle School is Bianca D Marchello. Sanley Middle School is proud to present Mrs. Bianca D Marchello as our Teacher of the Year. She began her teaching career with us 4 years ago after completing her undergraduate degree from Occidental College in Los Angeles, moving to North Carolina with her now husband Brian, and graduating with her Master's in Arts of Teaching from NC State University. Mrs. D, as she is lovingly referred to by her students at Sanley, is an 8th grade Language Arts and English 1 teacher. She currently serves as our Language Arts team leader and is on our Sanley leadership team. Bianca believes it is important to create a safe, strong community for her students in her classroom. She aims to connect with each child individually and strives to have a safe and supportive class culture so all students are able to continue to contribute and grow. When Mrs. D's students were asked what makes her special, they used descriptors like loving, caring, truthful, patient, and encouraging. One student wrote, "She believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." Bianca D Marchello is the epitome of what we believe makes a great teacher through her relentless support for her students, colleagues, and our school community. Stanley is very proud to call her a stallion, our Teacher of the Year, and even more excited the possibility of her being appropriately named Lee County Teacher of the Year.
Will Amy MacDonald from Southern Lee High School come to the front, please? Southern Lee High School is proud to recognize Miss Amy MacDonald as our Teacher of the Year. She grew up in Cameron, North Carolina, and is the daughter of Ann and Ralph MacDonald. Miss MacDonald began her teaching career at Southern Lee High School in 2008 as an exceptional children's teacher, and for the last 6 years, she has served as EC Department Chair and IEP Team Chair. She earned a Bachelor of Science in Art Education from Appalachian State University and went on to obtain additional certifications in special education, secondary English, and middle school math. Ms. MacDonald believes in forming positive, meaningful relationships with both students and parents, which helps to develop a strong network of support that supports students with disabilities throughout their high school career. In her own words, she stated, "Not only is a student more prepared for learning when their basic needs are met, but their perspective on school improves when they feel loved and supported." This month, Ms. MacDonald is being inducted into Delta Kappa Gamma, and she is also a member of the North Carolina Association of Educators. To anyone considering a career in education, Ms. MacDonald was quick to say that there is no better teacher than experience. "No degree will fully prepare you for the situations you will face as a teacher," she stated, "and it is completely normal to ask tons of questions." Southern Lee High School is proud to present Miss Amy MacDonald as our Teacher of the Year.
Our next Teacher of the Year from Tramway Elementary School is Tina Harrington. I am thankful to do a job that I love. You will hear Tramway's Teacher of the Year use this phrase anytime she is complimented on her dedication to the profession and students. When the votes came in for our 2019 Teacher of the Year on campus, we knew we had to do something different to introduce this fun-loving teacher. The Tiger Shark staff gathered, and this is what they heard. This is a poem. "Roses are red, tiger sharks are blue. Being a teacher is what she was born to do. She welcomes each student to her classroom like they are her own. She showers them with love and presses until they have grown. With parents, she is a gift. She calms every fear from the minute they walk in and all through the year. Her colleagues are lucky to laugh along and sometimes cry. She puts God first. With her faith, she is not shy. She values her family like no other, and it is so fun to watch her both as a colleague and a mother. We sometimes get to see her do a cartwheel so high. For Tina Harrington is Tramway's TOY.
Will Joy Smith from Warren Williams School join me at the front, please? The Warren Williams Teacher of the Year is a happily married mother of 2 gorgeous children from Sanford. She was inspired to enter teaching and early childhood education after seeing the benefits of early intervention with her own children. Armed with that inspiration, she graduated from Meredith College with a bachelor's in child development. She took the next step upward and obtained a master's degree in special education. This is her 6th year working in Lee County schools and her 5th year with Warren Williams School. This young teacher appreciates that all people are individuals with different learning strengths and weaknesses. She focuses her time on building on the strengths of her students to enable them to reach their fullest potential. She does this in many ways. First, she is an outstanding classroom teacher. So strong and so outstanding, in fact, that her reputation as a teacher and advocate for children with disabilities spreads as far as South Korea, where a deployed soldier moving his family to Sanford, North Carolina, so that their child could be taught by this outstanding educator. Not only is she a strong classroom teacher and advocate for children, but she also is the Warren Williams EC Chair Mentor for new EC teachers, the school's CSFEL coach, and, if that wasn't enough, she is the Warren Williams School Improvement Team Chairperson. Teacher, advocate, leader, mentor, and inspiration. A true educator. The Warren Williams Teacher of the Year is Miss Joy Smith.
And our last Teacher of the Year and Lee County Teacher of the Year nominee is Rachel Davis from Leslee Middle School. Rachel Davis is an 8th grade science teacher at Leslee Middle School. She is committed to teaching and reaching her students both in and out of the classroom. Her heart for others shines in all that she does. She builds positive relationships with her peers and students and is well respected among both. As a leader in our school, she has stepped up to the science department chairperson position, the leadership team chairperson, cheerleading coach, after-school tutor, and homebound instructor, among many other roles. Whenever there is a need in the school, she is one of the first to volunteer to help out. She is someone who does whatever it takes and always puts the needs of the children first, which is why we are proud and honored that Mrs. Davis is representing the pride of Leslee as our Teacher of the Year.
Each year, for the selection of Teacher of the Year, of course, that begins at the school level, where schools recognize their Teacher of the Year. And then a selection committee is put together that eventually interviews and chooses a Teacher of the Year. This year's committee, 2017-2018 Teacher of the Year, Jordan Cheney, B.T. Bullock Elementary School. 2018-2019 Teacher of the Year, Katie Eddings, Lee County High School. 2018-2019 Principal of the Year, Dr. Chris Dawsonbach, Southern Lee High School. And 2018-2019 Assistant Principal of the Year, Molly Poston, Southern Lee High School. And Haley Hall, Communications Coordinator. Could we give each of these people a round of applause for their... As you can tell, from the recognition and everything's been written about all of our teachers, this was a difficult job. I do not envy the committee at all. Please, can we one last time please give all of our teachers of the year a round of applause. So now's the time, and I get to read a description of the winner, and then I will have the winner come forward and we will make the presentation of awards. This educator is energetic and passionate about student learning. To engage students, this teacher constantly makes curiosity a daily priority through various thought-provoking activities. This teacher wants students to be brave and willing to make mistakes so that they may learn something valuable in the negative as well as the positive experiences they encounter. Being prepared and reflecting every day after lessons are keys to teaching success according to this educator. Her students refer to her as their thinking coach and even stop her in the halls with quirky revelations such as, quote, if vehicles had repelling magnets on them, then there wouldn't be any accidents because the magnets would prevent collisions. She is committed to leveling the playing field for all students and works to shine a light on what they do well. She's even known to be in the spotlight herself with a ukulele. Our 2019-20 Lee County Schools Teacher of the Year is Leslee Cultural from Greenwood Elementary School. Congratulations. Do you want to say a few words before we make the presentation? Okay. Well, besides that lovely plaque that goes along with Teacher of the Year, we also have some parting gifts for you. I'd like to ask Pastor Charlie Hickman to come forward with one of the nicer presentations. Pastor Hickman.
The tension in this place is thick, is it not? I mean, my heart is racing over here. But congratulations. This is our first year sponsoring. I had no clue that a teacher from Greenwood would win, but I'm going to tell you why I'm so glad that she won. Because if you don't know, my wife and I planted a church 3 years ago, and we meet every Sunday in Greenwood Elementary School. Didn't know who you were. This week, we served all the teachers at Greenwood pizza for teacher appreciation, and I asked Miss Petrarca, Miss Petrarca, I said, do you think a teacher from here will win? Didn't know how this worked. This was not planned, okay? This is not rigged. We will be here next year if you will have us as a sponsor, and maybe somebody else will win, but I'm glad you won for us. We named our church 3D Community Church because that's what we want to do. If it wasn't for Greenwood, if it wasn't for Lee County allowing us to even have church inside of the school, it wouldn't be possible for us to be able to even give you this gift. And I myself was an educator. I taught at Central Carolina Community College for 10 years, and I did prison education, and I taught at Overhills High School for 3 years. And what I learned is there's not a lot of difference between inmates and high schoolers, okay? But no matter, I know you're fixing to get some really, really nice gifts, but the greatest gift for everybody is when you get somebody that you've taught that remembers you or comes back and tells you, you've done something to kind of impact my life. And every now and then I'll just get a message and on social media, and I'll tell my wife, I'll say, look, this was one of my inmates who I taught in the prison. They got out and they're doing good, and they got a job doing what I taught them to do. And that is the greatest reward you could ever get. So I'm going to ask my wife to come up with me and help me present this award. And a lot of you may know her, Crystal Hickman. Give her a hand. But on behalf of 3D Community Church, we would like to present you this check for $500.
But wait, there's more. I'd like to ask Betsy Wilkinson to come forward, please, to talk about the awarding of the next gift.
I had to squeeze her because she taught one of my children. So a couple of times, that's right. I think we started in preschool, and then you got him back in middle school. Anyway, on behalf of my husband and I, we want to thank all of y'all because, as I said, I've got 2 kids in Lee County schools. Some others have taught them too. So on behalf of both of us, thank you. But Miss Leslie, I have a 2019 Chevrolet Malibu parked outside for you. A one-year lease on that, and we'll take care of all the service, pretty much everything except the gas. And I hope you enjoy it. I've got the keys, so go out there and I'll give you some information.
Leslee Cultural, your Teacher of the Year for Lee County.
Thank you all. I'm a little speechless and so very honored to listen to your stories and the words that your principals and your staff and your children said about you. And I feel like to be standing up here is kind of like a dream. I love being a teacher. I love my school. I love being their thinking coach. I look forward to serving Lee County as their Teacher of the Year and representing all of us this following year. And thank you so much. Thank you.
That concludes our ceremony tonight. We would like to have all the Teachers of the Year come forward up front because we'd like to have a group picture. But it's been a wonderful evening. Our teachers that are here tonight and teachers across the district are so great, and we just thank you for everything you do. And thank you for sharing this wonderful evening with us. Have a good evening. Thank you.